Breaking. Sha Carri Richardson's controversial 100m run ignites insane debate. Run a #fire. Sha Carri Richardson's path to the 2025 World Athletics Championships in Tokyo has definitely had its ups and downs. After an amazing win in the 100-meter at the 2023 Budapest World Championships, which solidified her title as the world's fastest woman, Richardson had a tough time in the 2025 season due to injuries. Her performances took a hit, and with a season best time of 11.0505 seconds, she found herself ranked 56th, fastest in the world as she headed into Tokyo. But even with the challenges she faced, Richardson's charisma and determination had fans glued to their screens, all rooting for her comeback at the championships where she used to shine. The semifinal race on September 14th highlighted her challenges. Richardson tripped on her fifth step out of the starting blocks, throwing off her rhythm and making her scramble to keep up with tough competitors like Marie-José Toulouse-Smith and Shareka Jackson. The American sprinter came in third in her heat, clocking a season best time of 11.00 seconds, but that wasn't quite enough to secure an automatic qualification spot. She was left anxiously waiting in the hot seat near the finish line, hoping to snag one of the two wildcard spots set aside for the fastest non-automatic qualifiers. In the end, Sha Carri Richardson made it to the final, but the way she got there sparked a lot of discussion in the track and field community. She clocked in at 11.00 seconds, making it the seventh fastest time among the semifinalists. She managed to outpace other competitors, including Britain's Dina Asher-Smith, who finished with 11.02 seconds and grabbed the other wildcard spot. Some fans were all about celebrating her perseverance and champion's mentality, while others were just left surprised, making the track world a bit divided. Sha Carri Richardson's narrow escape came as a surprise. One of the surprised fans who caught this performance, analyst Jonathan Galt on X, shared his thoughts on Sha Carri Richardson, saying, "Just rewatched the first women's 100-meter semi. Most of the field left early after Sha Carri Richardson brought her head up, but Daryl and A flinched in the blocks too. Sha Carri's left. Looks like that is what caused Sha Carri to move early." This comment made a clear connection to her 2023 championship when saying Sha Carri Richardson with the exact script from the last World Championship. She made it to the final by the skin of her teeth and won the whole thing from the outside lane. She struggled into the final once again. Another title. Even though this viewpoint was pretty positive, it highlighted how shocked this fan was. How was Sha Carri Richardson not disqualified? WTF. Also, this fan said, "Crazy Sha Carri Richardson is so lucky." Another common sentiment among the fans. Read, Sha Carri Richardson is one lucky girl. So whether viewed as a resilient champion or a fortunate qualifier, Sha Carri Richardson has once again positioned herself on the grandest stage to let her performance do the final talking. The stadium in Tokyo had barely settled after the last cheer when the moment unfolded, a moment that would ignite arguments across the track and field world and split opinions like lightning across a stormy sky. Sha Carri Richardson, the polarizing sprinter with as many critics as fans, had qualified for the 100-meter final. But it wasn't simple, clean, or decisive. Instead, her path to the final was marred by stumbles, near elimination, and razor-thin margins that left the sporting community divided on whether she truly deserved her place. For Richardson, every race feels like more than a competition. It feels like a trial. She carries the burden of past suspensions, outspoken interviews, and the constant weight of being cast as either track's rebellious heroine or its reckless villain. This semifinal was no different. The race that sparked the storm. As the athletes crouched in their blocks, a hush fell over the arena. 8 women, each capable of glory, waited for the gun. When it cracked, 7 of them shot forward in harmony, while Shaka seemed to hesitate for just a breath, a stumble, not catastrophic, but enough to set her chasing shadows. Her rivals surged, their stride smooth, while Richardson's were frantic, her arms clawing at the air as if fighting against invisible chains. The finish was chaos. 3 sprinters crossed clearly ahead. Then came a cluster, Richardson among them, desperately leaning at the line. When the board lit up, she had clinched the last qualifying spot by 30,000 of a second. It was survival, not dominance. But survival was enough to book her lane in the final. Celebration or controversy. As Richardson walked off, chest heaving, she flashed her signature grin and threw her hands in the air. To her, the story was simple. I'm in. That's what matters. Finals are where champions are made. But to the wider world, the story was far from simple. Within minutes, social media erupted. Supporters filled timelines with fire, emojis and declarations that Sha Carri was proof that resilience mattered more than perfection. Critics, however, painted a different picture. They argued that Richardson had been sloppy, inconsistent, and lucky. Some even suggested she was being protected by officials, that her reputation and media draw gave her the benefit of the doubt. Final spots should be earned clean. 1 former sprinter posted, not scraped by on hype. Yet others counted. Track isn't about clean or pretty. It's about the clock. And the clock says Sha Carri's in. Rivals weigh in. The tension thickened when rivals offered their takes. Julian Alfred, the rising star from St. Lucia, who had cruised to qualification, was diplomatic. We all line up with the same chance. She made it. That's the sport. But others weren't so kind. One European sprinter, speaking anonymously, told reporters, it feels like every time Richardson falters, there's still a way she had the same stumble. We'd be out. The contrast in opinions mirrored the sport's divided soul. Was Richardson a symbol of grit, fighting through imperfection, or was she a distraction, her larger-than-life persona overshadowing those who performed with consistent excellence? The ghost of green card drama, adding fuel to the fire, was the lingering cloud of the so-called green card drama. In the weeks leading up to the championship, Richardson had been embroiled in a bureaucratic mess regarding her international eligibility clearances, an issue that played out publicly and noisily, while officials insisted the matter was procedural. Critics claimed it drained focus from her preparation and gave her an excuse for shaky performances. Fans sympathetic to Shaka saw it differently. To them, the fact that she qualified despite the chaos proved her toughness. She's competing against the clock, the field, and the system. One supporter tweeted, and she's still standing. But detractors seized on the drama as yet another sign that Sha Carri thrived on controversy, that her career seemed to generate more headlines off the track than medals on it. A divided audience. In the grandstands, the division was palpable. Some erupted with cheers, waving American flags, thrilled to see their star in the final. Others groaned, shaking their heads, muttering about fairness and consistency. She's box office, that's why she's here, a veteran fan muttered. But box office doesn't win finals. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like, and share. Till next time.